It's our weekly visit with the head coach of the Arizona Cardinals, Jonathan Gannon, our guest here on the Burns and Gambo Show on this Monday. Coach, happy Monday to you. Thanks for coming on as always. I hope this call finds you well.
Happy Monday, guys. I'm fired up.
Good. Hey, last year you were in Philly and the Phillies were in the World Series. We got the D-backs playing the Dodgers. Now, you a baseball fan at all?
I'm a baseball fan if the city I'm in, the team's doing well. So, yes, I am. Let's go Diamondbacks.
Yeah, it's been fun. They get the Dodgers again tonight after they
Game
rocked
2, right?
Kershaw.
Yeah,
game two
tonight, yes, sir.
Yeah.
They rocked Kershaw in Game 1, so and then they play here tomorrow. So just wanted to see if you were a baseball fan or not. All right, let's get to it. A lot of people are talking about the 4th and 1 play in which Dobbs got stopped as being a big turning point in the game. I'm looking at what happened after that. Since he has the ball at the 17-yard line, they go on this 15-play, 83-yard drive. So forget about the 4th and 1 for a moment. That drive right there, that was a backbreaker, wasn't it? They had a 3rd and 3 that they completed. You had a pass interference on White. I think that drive was just as important as not getting that 4th down.
Yeah, I think they're all important. The good thing about that drive is we made them go the long, hard road. The bad thing about the drive is they scored 7 points, and we didn't do enough to get off the field during that drive and then didn't hold up in the red zone. So, we just got to play a little bit cleaner on 1st and 2nd down. They got to some 3rd and shorts, I think, that drive, and then the red zone penalty, and then they scored in the red zone. So, that hurt. There's a couple turning points in that game. I think they made some plays. We didn't. We made some plays to come back and take the lead there early in the game and then had a chance to go up, but ultimately just, give them credit. But we need to clean some things up so we can turn these games in our favor.
I like the decision on 4th and 1 to go for it right there. And you could have kicked the field goal and made it 24-21. You do decide to go for it. Give me the thought process on that play.
Yeah, just where we were on the field with, I think it was 1.5 there. I liked the call. I liked to try to score there and take the lead, and they made a good play. So sometimes you got to live with that stuff happening when you're aggressive and go for it there. But I felt really comfortable that was kind of a good line for us to go and give them credit. They made a play there.
You had said, and we joked last week with you about what exactly we call it, whether it's the brotherly shove or the tush push. You said after the game you felt like that was just a little too far to try it in that moment?
I did. I actually thought it was 2. It was probably 1.5, and that sneak play there. Those are going for they can pop a little bit, but I didn't love the call with that there as it was a big 1 or 2 to me. So decided to go with the quarterback run game. And like I said, they kind of knifed in and they did a good job. They kind of switched the front post snap on us, and we'll learn from it and get better from it. But I like the call. And like I said, they made a good play.
Josh Dobbs has been a real fun story the first 4 weeks of the season. From your perspective, watching the film, what did you like? What did you not like out of what you saw out of Dobbs yesterday?
Yeah, I thought that he made some plays. I think he'd want some plays back. He'll tell you, there's a couple guys open and just, the timing and rhythm when he had to deliver the ball just didn't come out on time per se. But it takes all 11 guys. The protection's got to be there. The route depth's got to be right. His eyes got to be right. When we got to get guys 5 out, into the route, those guys got to get out and space the correct way. So he did a good job today, I thought, with the corrections and things we want to get done, and looking forward to having a good week.
You guys pick up Tony Jones Jr. after he's let go. You claim him off of waivers. He's on the active roster. What does that mean for James Conner? I know you were expecting more of an update today on his status.
Yeah, we're kind of still working through that. I just told the media I'm not trying to be coy. We're still working through that. But James will be back at some point. But honestly, just want to add another back for some depth there to make sure that we're okay there for practice and for the games. Damian we added last week, so he'll be up, and we'll try to get him going. But like where Amari and Keontae are back, so we got some options in there if James does miss some time that we can fill the void and play football.
Is there a decent chance he's going to miss some time?
I'm not quite sure yet, but it looks like a little bit of time.
Do you have an update on Jalen Thompson from yesterday?
I don't. We're kind of still figuring that out as well. He tweaked his hamstring and couldn't come back to return. But with those things, you got to let it calm down a day or two, and then you kind of can evaluate what the plan is moving forward.
Yeah. I know defenses dictate, what you're giving and everything. Last week we saw Michael Wilson get targeted 7 times and have 7 catches for 76 yards. Did a really breakout game for him. This week, he only got targeted 2 times. He had the 1 catch for 18 yards. Was that more about what they were doing or what you were doing?
Yeah, I think, just with some of the plays that we had up for him, sometimes he's the first option with the ball where it's going, and the coverage dictates that the ball doesn't go there. So, like I said, he'll be part of our formula moving forward. I expect him to play extremely well. He's done that in practice. He's done it in games. And we'll get him some touches.
Jonathan Gannon, our guest here on the Burns and Gambo Show, talking with the Cardinals head coach as we do every Monday at 3 o'clock following a Cardinals game. I want to ask you about the comments you made after the game yesterday. It's been 24 hours, give or take, reflecting on what you did or what you didn't do to slow down Jamar Chase. I know you weren't happy with the approach from the coaching staff yesterday. Upon reflection, what would you have done differently to try to slow down that monster day he had yesterday?
Yeah, not the coaching staff myself, really. I think that, we could have set it up with a couple more calls to kind of be a little more positive on them, and then calls where we didn't have a couple guys on them. We just got to play our leverages a little bit better, get aligned right a little bit better on them. Just little details of coaching, and that's why I say coaching and playing, but it starts with the coaches first. And I feel like when we set up the plan myself first, kind of didn't acknowledge throughout the entire game what we needed to do to slow him down. So, and that falls completely on me.
Is there a level of, I don't know if demoralized is the right word, but when you go back-to-back weeks where it's Christian McCaffrey one week and now it's Jamar Chase, is that demoralizing to a defense when the best player does best player kind of things out there?
No, I don't think. I think it's demoralizing to the defense, the team, so much when you don't win. I think we got to make sure that we're doing a good enough job to not let them beat us with their best players, and that's a new challenge each week. Depending on who they have, depending on who you have playing, schematically what they're doing. But we know he's a good player with a really good quarterback. He's a tough cover. We just need to do a little bit better job on him.
Yeah, the last 2 weeks you got up with 2 of maybe the best players in the entire NFL. I know it is hard to stop those guys. I loved some of the explosive plays, the touchdown to Hollywood Brown, the Connor run, but we were all blown away and impressed by that direct snap, fake reverse that Rondale Moore took 41 yards. That was fantastic. Tell me about that play, and was that because James Conner was out, you were looking for a few more creative ways to get a running game going?
No, not so much that James was out. I mean, that's a play that we've had up, and I thought Drew called it at the right time. We want to get Rondell the ball in his hands. He can be electric with the ball in his hands that you've seen, and you use different ways to get him the ball. He's a big-time player for us, and we always try to figure out, to get him the ball in space. And I just thought that the call at that point was a really good call by Drew, and then they executed it well. So that was a big-time play.
DeMarcado, 3 straight runs that were really impressive, resulted in a touchdown. If James is going to be out for a game or two, are you comfortable with him being the number 1 guy?
Yeah, I think it'll always kind of be by committee now if James can't play here. But I thought that when his role changed in game, he kind of stepped up. And he looked good out there. I thought he did some good things, and he's been playing on third down a lot, doing a good job with protection and in the passing game. So we'll continue to get him some touches. But then we got Keontae looking like he's trending to come back, so we feel good about Keontae. Damian, we added him last week, so we'll figure out if James does miss some time, we'll figure out what we're going to do, how to fill his role, and feel good about the guys doing it.
Jonathan Gannon, our guest here on the Burns and Gambo Show, one of the things I was really curious about going into this game was the blitz, whether you're going to send extra guys, Joe Burrow, given the injury and maybe the lack of mobility. I don't have the exact numbers in front of me. It's more just kind of with my own eyes. I didn't see a ton of them. Is that, as a defensive-minded head coach, is that sort of your philosophy to try to get the pressure without bringing extra dudes?
Yeah, I think it's a blend. We did pressure them a little bit, and we got, I think, one sack off of it. They picked us up one time and had a third down conversion one time, I think, on a pressure. But and then we brought a couple other pressures. I think he got the ball out before it kind of materialized. But it's always kind of a blend of what schematically, all the different pieces that go into that in the passing game and the O-line and protection, how we're set up, what the point in the game is, what down is it, all those things. So in general, though, I would say that when you play good quarterbacks, I say that if you bring more than 4, you kind of give them quick answers. At times it can be that way. So, and then that you're stressing out the coverage a little bit too if you don't get to them. So it'll always be a blend. I guess that's a quick, easy answer, you guys, but and depending who you're playing.
All right, this is your show. You've got the name on the billboard, so I'll ask you about Kyler and the chances of him being off this PUP list sometime this week. Is he close? Do you feel that it'll be either this week or next week?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure yet. We'll see how the next couple days go, but comfortable where he's at. Like I said, he's getting better every day. I know he's chomping at the bit. I kind of sound like a broken record, but when he's ready to go, he'll go. So feel good about where he's at, though.
And again, you fully expect that he is going to play a decent amount of games this season?
I do.
Okay.
All right. Coach, we appreciate the time as always. Best of luck this week against the Rams. We'll talk to you next Monday, okay?
Okay. Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
Have a good week.
You got it.
You too. Coach Gannon, our guest here on the Burns and Gambo Show. There you go with the latest on James Conner, the latest on Jalen Thompson, the latest on Kyler Murray, and kind of a whiff of a hint of a suggestion that maybe James Conner is going to miss a little bit of time with that. But again, nothing definitive or for
Had to
sure.
push a little bit on that one.
I think he's gentle, kind of push, but he, again, nothing official, but there is the suggestion that maybe some time might be missed, and certainly with the acquisition of a running back, that would make a little bit of a sense.